Greetings. Today we're going to fly the Grumman G21 Goose the entire length of the Florida Keys. We're going to start at Key West and we're going to head along Highway 1 and the Keys, past Highway 1 to the mainland and straight north into Miami. So let's get busy. Okay, so here we are. We're out in the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, we'll take off since we're headed towards the east right now. We're going to take off and circle around. We're going to go 30 degrees flaps and some gas. We'll just get airborne here. Again, my name's Tom. We're going to see what it looks like down here at the Florida Keys. I've never been here. We're at Grumman G21 Goose and we got enough airspeed, so let's get out of the water. Flaps to 0, throttle back, we're redlining. Got our propeller pitch back. Alright. Well, now we're going to do a gradual turn and a climb here. Get to the end of the Keys, which is Key West. And we want to get some altitude so we get a better view of this. That's Key West. Wow, I didn't think it was that crowded, but it looks to me like there's a lot going on down there. That island right under us there is called Sunset Key. That looks pretty exclusive. Definitely got to have a boat to get out there. There's some cruise ships down there. It sure seems like this entire area would be so vulnerable to flooding and obviously rising seawaters if that's going to happen. So that was Key West. And this island coming up is called Stock Island. That was our climb rate. Decreases, you'll watch the airspeed increase. We should get around 130, 135 knot cruise comfortably on this. This right here is a U.S. Naval Air Station. Or it's called Naval Air Station Key West. Pretty strategic place, I would say. And we're heading generally to the east. Notice there's islands out and about all over here. So that was the naval base. And now we're over Geiger Key and Big Coppet Key. Key evidently is another word for island. I'm not sure where that came from, but I think we're passing here over Upper Sugarloaf Key, and just below us there was Lower Sugarloaf Key. And this airplane is trimmed almost perfectly. We're doing 135 knots, so we're flying along really efficiently. Vertical speed fluctuates a little bit. I gotta keep my eye on that. Maybe we'll put a little more prop pitch. See if that brings our nose up just slightly, and it's going to. So here we're gonna make this turn gradually to the east. And again, we're coming up on Pujogi. And now we're gonna follow that road, which is Highway 1. That connects all of these keys or islands together. Right, so that is Upper Sugarloaf. I mean, how do you know where the islands even start and begin? A smattering of landmass. Okay, so we're going to make sure that we're back on track. We are over Upper Sugarloaf Key. with the highway here. And there it goes, taking a little turn directly east. So now I notice on my map that the next island is a Ace Hardware store. You never know when you may need one. Alright, so watch our vertical speed again. And we're climbing. This airplane just won't stay in trim. So that was Summerland Key. And now this island is called a Ramrod Key. Doesn't look like much happening out there. A lot of open land. We're over Little Torch Key right now. And Big Pine Key. Big Pine Key has a Walgreens and an Ace Hardware right off of the main drag, right off of Highway 1 there. In fact, we're going to get up a little bit higher, get a little better view. And as we climb, we're really climbing it. We can't sustain this climb very long. We'll push the nose down. And there we go. We're just going to stay at this heading and intersect the highway up here. And now it gets pretty desolate. Quite a bit of distance between the islands here. That's got to be pretty weird to drive out that. Boy, this looks like Veterans Memorial Beach over here on our left. I think that's what that is. Great beach. How the hell do you get there? Veterans Memorial Beach. I don't even see a road to it. Maybe it's boat access only? I don't know. And look at that heavily forested area over there to the right. Zoom back a little bit there. So we're passing over Marathon, which is a town here. They've got all kinds of stuff. Taco Bell, a KFC, some hotels. All these smaller islands have names too. Flat Deer Key, Long Point Key, Crawl Key, Faka Key. Cannot keep this airplane flying level. As soon as I look at a map or turn my head, she wants to go up or down, and I trim it, and it's so difficult to get it to fly level. So coming up at the very end of this little gathering of islands is Duck Key. It's over there on the right. It sure looks to me like this would be a good place to go fishing. And now we're leveled out pretty good. Look, 135 knots. So the next little group is called Conch Key, like the conch shell. And there's a fishing marina there. And that's Conch Key there. Immediately to our right. So right now the aircraft is behaving wonderfully. Any change of direction or anything and it tends to go wonkers. This looks like Lower Matacumbe Key. Matacumbe Key. I don't know. I assume maybe we're going to head towards Upper Matacumbe Key too. And sure enough, that is the next one up. This island, forested island off our left side of the aircraft there, is a Linguvite Key Botanical State Park. And just to the northeast of it a bit, which we're about to see on screen here, is Shell Key. Maybe I'll rotate the camera around a little bit here. And there it is right there, Shell Key with the water in the middle. And the main island to our right is called Upper Matacumbe Key. Let's get back on track here. It seems like we're about 2/3 of the way across the keys now. Right down there is Windley Key. Kind of amazed at how much housing there is down here. This seems like you'd be so vulnerable out there. Tidal wave, invasion of killer sharks, jellyfish. Right above our right wing there by that little bay is Plantation Key. Good, our vertical speed is almost perfectly at 0. Of course, then we must hit some turbulence or something. So this is Tavernier right down here to our right. And over on the right, this wooded area here, that is Rodriguez Key. And we're coming up on Key Largo. And you can see mainland Florida now. In fact, Miami is off in that direction, and that's where we're going to land this thing. So this is Key Largo here. Oh yeah, this is Highway 1 right up here. Cuts over to the mainland. But I think what we'll do is we'll go to the end of the Keys here and then just go straight north into Miami. On the other side of the Highway 1 that turns right there below us is North Key Largo. Doesn't look very developed. Let's get back over the Keys here. There's an airport down here somewhere. I sure didn't pick it up readily. So for the end of this, let's get a little altitude here. And we're going to bring the nose up, put this into a climb. Be about 1,500 feet or so per minute. Yeah, that's North Key Largo. And that airport's just down slightly to the right. Oh, about a mile and a half. Should be visible there. Yeah, there it is, right there. Right off our right wing. That is the Ocean Reef Club Airport. Anyways, we're gonna fly to the end of these islands and then just head straight north. And we're gonna follow the green line that's on the compass over there. That'll take us right in there. A little course adjustment. Next stop, Miami, should just be a few minutes. So as we head into Miami, there's gonna be another island out to our right. And that is Key Biscayne up ahead. The island on the right. And it's Biscayne, Key Biscayne. In fact, right now we're flying in Biscayne Bay. Palmetto Bay on the left, just at our wingtip. All right, so we're up pretty high. I'm gonna start a gradual descent. I'm just gonna throttle back, reduce the propeller pitch. You know, we're like 14 miles out. All right, so we're dropping down below 3,000 feet. All right, we're at 2,000 feet. And we're gonna land this right downtown at a marina or something. See if we can dock next to some boats maybe. Dropping at 600 feet per minute. This looks pretty good. 1,500 feet, still dropping. Airspeed's 135. That's Key Biscayne out there. And we're a little off course again, but you know, I just kind of selected that spot to land. Nothing special. And we're down at 1,000 feet. We're gonna look for a nice spot. You can see Miami off to the left there. I can see some big buildings downtown. And that is Virginia Key to our right. So we're down now to 500 feet, about 200 or 300 feet. I'm gonna level off, give us some flaps, slow this thing down. All right, so here we go. Actually, I changed my mind. That was a little risky. I'm gonna circle around here. We're at 400 feet. Okay, here we go. We'll give it some flaps. .300 feet. Airspeed dropping. .100 feet. We need to set this down. We're gonna run out of water. Oh, little bounce. Quite a bit of bounce. Some waves here or something. It's still bouncing. And there we are. Welcome to Miami. See you next time. Something interesting you'd like to see from the air? Maybe a tour somewhere? Leave a message in the comment section, and I'll do my best to get to it. I'm always looking for new ideas on where to fly.